I like pizza. You know who else likes pizza?
Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
That guy, man. He only likes certain kinds, though. He only likes cheese pizza. Have you ever, this one's kind of out of left field, but have you ever had broccoli on a pizza?
Do you know what that makes me think of?
What?
An episode of TNG.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But I just don't understand this guy. Broccoli makes me nervous, Captain. He makes everybody nervous.
Broccoli.
Do you know about this? It's called Hollow Pursuits. It's the first episode that Lieutenant Junior grade, Reginald Endicott Barclay the Third is
Reginald
in.
Endicott Barclay.
Hollow Pursuits. Lieutenant Barclay.
I'm very, very sorry, sir. It's just that I had a very important communique which required my immediate response.
I don't want to hear it.
And he has a little nickname because apparently Barclay sounds a little like broccoli. And so Wesley Crusher comes up with a nickname for him.
Which
broccoli,
is just
like
so insulting. I mean, Barclay is a systems diagnostic engineer, right? Like, he is a Starfleet officer.
I also just, I don't know.
Wesley Crusher is a kid, snot-nosed kid. Even Picard accidentally calls him Lieutenant Barclay.
Oof.
Good. I look forward to your report, Mr. Broccoli.
He's red in the face after that.
He sure is.
What do you like about broccoli?
Oh, I couldn't even. I'll call him Reg.
Reg.
What I like about Reg. I gotta be honest. I love the character. I love the character of Reginald Barclay. He is played by Dwight Schultz.
Yeah, which you may know from A-Team. He plays Captain Howling Mad Murdoch in the A-Team, one of the main team members. The other film I really like him from is Fat Man and Little Boy, which is a story of Oppenheimer and the Trinity experiment.
Right.
He plays Oppenheimer. I'll tell you what, I actually prefer it to the Christopher Nolan Oppenheimer film, Fat Man and Little Boy. Check it out if you want to know about this.
You heard it here first, folks. I haven't seen it, but I also am sure that I prefer it to the Christopher Nolan one.
Yeah.
Barclay is a great character in TNG. He brings a complexity. He brings some comic relief and some levity, but always at his own expense. You know, there's always something bad happening to Barclay.
Yeah.
He plays. So if you don't know Barclay, right, how would you describe this character?
He is like the only socially awkward person on the Enterprise, maybe in the entire Federation. I don't know. He shows up late to everything. He can't get to a meeting on time. He doesn't talk to anybody. When he's asked to speak, he stutters, stumbles over his words.
He's a cornucopia of anxieties.
He really is. And at some point in the episode, he describes himself as the guy who goes to parties and writes jokes down on his hand because he can't think of them in the moment. He usually stands in the corner and looks at potted plants. And he knows all of this about himself, and he just feels so anxious about it, but there's nothing he can do. I don't know. This is an experience that I can really relate to. I was an incredibly socially awkward person in my high school. I didn't know too many people, and I was the weird kid. And I know what it's like to be that weird guy. I think Geordi says he's shy. He's late for everything. Nobody wants to be around him.
Right.
And you understand when you're a weird person why other people don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
You know that you make them feel awkward.
Yeah.
And you just don't know how to fix it. And what I love about this episode of Hollow Pursuits is Picard sets down the gauntlet for Geordi. He says, you know what? This guy's a part of your crew. I don't care if nobody likes him. You're going to find a way to make him fit in. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, too bad.
Right.
And that's what people like Barclay really need. They need that one person to be either forced or to do it of their own volition, to reach out and say, hey, you know what? I don't care that you're weird. I don't care this is awkward. I'm going to find a way to make you fit in here, to make you feel like you're part of the crew too.
Yeah. I think that the character of Barclay is given so many fun opportunities, and he's only got a few episodes in all of TNG that are really just his.
Yeah.
But those are just his. Like, those episodes don't tend to have B plots.
No.
Really.
Hollow Pursuits is basically just about trying to get Barclay to fit in. They're trying to deal with a problem, but Barclay's integral in trying to fix it.
Yep.
The nth degree.
Yeah, that's season 4, episode 19.
Yeah, Barclay basically achieves the dream of any socially awkward nerd ever to just be given the confidence to walk into a situation and know you have the right answer. Like
this is the one where Barclay becomes the smartest entity in the universe.
He really does. Like to the point where he can't even interface with computers on the Enterprise. He has to go to the holodeck and build a device that doesn't exist to interact directly with his brain.
Right.
So that he can operate it fast enough to fix this problem they're trying to deal with.
What I think is hilarious about the Nth Degree, though, this episode, is that he essentially becomes a god, and he becomes exceptionally confident. He also does this hilarious thing where he just starts, I don't know if you've noticed it, but he starts speaking in like a mid-Atlantic accent.
I had some ideas late last night. I needed to consult with the computer about some quantum electrodynamic calculations.
It's just ridiculous. So he's just oozing with confidence, but he still lacks social skills because now he's just obnoxious.
Yes.
No one is Deanna is charmed by it at first.
I think she's glad that he's finally coming into his own. She's glad he's found that confidence.
Yeah.
But Geordi's his superior, and Barclay just keeps undercutting him every chance that he gets. Actually, I disagree with you in a way that's just disrespectful and rude.
It's flippant.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And there are points where he doesn't even ask. He doesn't even ask Geordi's permission. He just goes and does something and then says, I didn't have time to ask for you and for you to approve of it. I just did it.
Until he finally literally takes over the ship and refuses to take orders from the captain.
Yeah. And then Barclay becomes the computer itself. They can't even interact with the computer because Barclay is now the computer.
Right.
And he becomes a threat to the point where Picard actually thinks he might have to kill him. They have to detach him from this device. And if they do, his brain is still stuck in the computer.
Right.
And he's going to perish if they detach him from it, but they need control of the Enterprise.
Right.
Fortunately, it doesn't come to that.
They don't kill him. Well, they try. They can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, that's right. He creates those shields up around it. Yep. But it all ends up working out. So, and Barclay is better for it, and so is the rest of the crew. And you know what? He gets to go on a little date with Deanna Troi.
He does. He gets to go to the Arboretum with Deanna Troi. This is an exceptional episode for me because you've met Barclay, you know him from his big first episode, right? And you know how awkward and how insecure he is and how unsure of himself he is. And Dwight Schultz, the actor, plays that role very well. And then in the Nth Degree, you get to see Dwight Schultz embody this ultra confident character, and he's now acting, right? And he's performing, and might as well have a skull in his hand. Well, he's really good.
He plays Cyrano de Bergerac in a play, and you get to see him at the beginning of the episode, and he's just so timid and barely able to get his lines out. And then once he's had this change, he goes in there and he makes Beverly Crusher even cry because of his performance.
Right.
It's just a night and day difference. And actually just watching Dwight Schultz transform that much in a single episode, it's a lot of fun.
It's brilliant.
Scientist, poet, musician, duelist. Here lies Hercule Savignan, the Cyrano de Bergerac.
Do you know how Dwight Schultz got the role of Barclay?
I don't. I have no idea.
Apparently, he is a lifelong fan of Star Trek. Watched TOS, the original series.
Man,
it was the first show he saw on color on TV. And then he was a huge fan of TNG when it started coming out. And in 1990, he was in a film with Whoopi Goldberg called The Long Walk Home. And he told Whoopi Goldberg, I'm a huge fan of TNG.
No kidding.
If you guys ever need somebody to fill a part, I would love to do that.
Wow.
And lo and behold, 4 months later, he got a call from his agent, said, hey, people from TNG want you to play a part.
Whoopi pulled some strings. Whoopi was out drinking with Rick Berman last night.
And Dwight Schultz now plays Barclay. He was initially disappointed, too. He wanted to play like an alien with a bunch of prosthetics or whatever. When he found out he was just playing an engineer, a lieutenant, he was like, oh, all right, well, I'll do it.
But it gave him so much more to work with, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, but yeah, so Barclay is one of my favorite characters. You said he's one of your favorites as well. What do you think it is about Barclay? What does he add to the next generation?
Well, yeah, I do. I love Barclay. I love the character. I love the variety that he adds and just the breadth to the type of storytelling that TNG allows itself. But I think a big thing that I really like about Barclay is that he is so unlike the senior staff. And overwhelmingly, when we're watching Star Trek, we're following the senior staff. And it's easy to forget that the senior staff truly of the flagship is truly the best of the best, right? So when we see Barclay, it feels more pedestrian and it feels more relatable. Yes. I think they use Barclay to touch on, and TNG and Star Trek in general does a great job of touching on topics around the human condition. But it's difficult to address some of these like deep insecurities and social awkwardness and things like that with any of the senior staff. Yeah. So I think that's what Barclay offers.
He also presents, I think, a unique problem to the Enterprise. Normally, they're going to planets and dealing with diplomatic situations, or there's some disaster that's about to take place, or, you know, the crew's been taken over by like a pirate ghost or something like that. Barclay...
I love when the crew's taken over by a pirate ghost.
I don't. Barclay, though, presents a unique problem for them because he's just a member of the crew and they just need to find a way for him to fit in. And he's so different from the rest of them. All of them are at the top of their game. And Barclay's the one who has the potential. He's not useless, but
he's not even really a screw up. He's actually very capable. And I think Picard says it. He belongs on the flagship. He's not there by accident.
Yeah. And just because he's socially awkward, it doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a place for him here too.
Right.
And that's something I love is that as he progresses throughout the series, you get one episode in season 3, one episode in season 4, the crew is growing closer to him. You can see that in the interim, he has really become a part of the family. He's not so isolated and he's still weird, you know, but he feels accepted. He at least has a few friends here that he can count on to make him fit in. It's a long way that they come from Hollow Pursuits, where Barclay is just stuck in the holodeck, living out fantasies, making fun of Riker because Riker really is the polar opposite of what Barclay is. Riker's the, you know,
big
like
and charming,
the
and
epitome of confidence and swagger. Like he has everything that Barclay wants to be, and Barclay goes into the holodeck and just does what he can to minimize him. I don't know. I sort of wonder about those holodeck procedures, though. I don't know about like just copying your crew members and then putting them in the holodeck and living out your fantasies. Like
clearly there are some ethical issues.
Deanna Troy's like Dionysus or something like that. I don't know if you should be able to do that. Maybe you should have to sign a waiver to say people can use your likeness in the holodeck. What do you think?
I mean, it's just like AI, man.
I don't want anybody using my likeness in the holodeck. I'm going to say that right now before the holodeck's even made.